Hello everybody and welcome to Agree to Disagree with SAC, where we got a panel agreeing and disagreeing on certain statements about UBC, and we'll be explaining why we agree or disagree, and maybe we'll have a little discussion about them. But first we can introduce ourselves. My name is Kat, I'm a second year student in business and computer science.
My name's Abera and I'm a fourth year student in the Sociology program.
My name's Ashley and I'm a 2024 graduate. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and a minor in Sociology.
Hi, I'm Tayla. I'm a first year in arts.
So let's get into answering some questions, shall we?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Go.
Okay, we'll start with something easy. The Life building has the best washrooms on campus.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, strong opinion.
Yeah, we all disagree.
There's definitely better washrooms on campus, but if I did have to pick, it would be the Life washrooms in the second floor.
Yeah.
First floor ones are deceiving, so
How deceiving?
they're not as clean.
It's just like a jump scare.
I think like the yellow walls are very just like, it's so bold.
Wait, yellow from what?
It's just, no, the walls are just like painted yellow.
Okay.
Because you guys were like, oh, it's unclean. Oh, the walls are yellow. Why?
I never spent time in the Life building, so like I just avoid it at all costs.
That's
fair.
valid.
What is the best washroom on campus?
I really like the ones in my collegiate. Like I'm in Brock Collegiate. Their bathrooms are really nice.
I'd say the Alumni Center. Alumni Center
That's-
bathrooms?
Oh,
True.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, they are
Yeah.
really nice.
I agree.
The thing with the Brock one though, I feel like it blocks out like the sound. So if you couldn't cut the camera, get out. But what I meant to say is, it felt like it's a very like, I don't know. I think the stall is just like very closed off. I guess it's like you have a lot of like,
privacy.
More privacy.
Yeah, and it's really
Should be-
clean in there too.
Give us the next one.
Yes. Group projects are better than individual papers.
3, 2, 1.
Hard disagree. Individual work, you have control over your own assignment and the effort that you put into that. Group projects, it's great if you have a great team.
Yeah.
But I'm an anxious girl and I'm always thinking about like what needs to be done, and like I'm the one who's making a to-do list, and when I'm not seeing these little things getting checked off, it just stresses me out and I can't do it. Therefore, I'd like to have control, and if I want to procrastinate, that's on me.
Yeah, I think like the worst is like when the professor like chooses the group for you. That stresses me out because then I have to go reach out to them and I'm like, hi, like nice to meet you. Like, are you free to like hop on Zoom? And like it's just so awkward. Like whereas if at least you get to choose like your group, like a friend or someone that you trust, it's a little bit better. But yeah, individual for sure.
Right. I was just thinking because I feel like I'm only in first year, right? So I haven't really had the experience of dealing with such terrible group projects, if any. But like, I've definitely had a good mix of like the ones where like what you said, like friends who are like on top of themselves and do their job. But I'm definitely have been in ones where it's like you're basically doing all the work, and it's just like an extra burden if you have to do that. Whereas if you just do an individual project, it's like all of it's like on you and like you have more control, like you said. So I can definitely agree on that.
Something I will say, see, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I think I'm like 51% disagree, 49% agree. Luckily, I've been pretty lucky with my group project assignments. I've had pretty good groups so far in all of in most of my group projects, and I think a large part of that is, you know, since I'm in business, I feel like a lot of the people going into solder were the people who were doing, the bulk work of their group projects in high school. The reason why I do like group projects is that I feel like with really big projects, you can divide it into different tasks, and maybe someone's better at certain tasks and someone's better at a different type of task, and you can sort of hone in on everyone's strong suits.
Yeah, like less work for you.
Yeah. The thing that I will say that I'm kind of on the fence about is I've had a lot of people say that like in group projects, you aren't learning as much and you're not challenging yourself enough to learn the material yourself. So I think I'm 51% disagree, 49% agree, but overall disagree.
Making friends at UBC is easier if you live on campus.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
We got some disagrees here. Oh, okay, we got one. Would you like to?
Yeah,
Here, go ahead.
Well, I mean, when I started off here, because I'm a commuter, for some context. Yeah, so it when you think about it at the start, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna have as many friends as like all these people, but it's like it's really just depends on individual effort, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Like it doesn't really matter, I guess, the proximity of like how close you are. It's like it just depends on if you're willing to make that effort to meet people. Because I definitely like made like friends being a commuter, and I feel like yes, exactly. There's hope for commuters.
There's like one friend you're running around with.
One friend. No, but I think it's like it's just I don't really think I would have made a difference if I lived on residence versus if I was like whereas right now when I'm commuting. I don't know, but I also was a bit more strategic with making friends, I feel like, within my first year because I'm in a cohort program right now and it's like a lot easier to make friends from that. So I guess it just depends on how you like approach it. But for the most part, I feel like it's kind of like same.
Definitely. Like in first year, yeah, I felt the same way. I was a commuter. I still am. I don't know why I said was. But I think the one thing was like, you can definitely make friends if you put the effort in, but like just generally, I felt like I was always like, oh, I'm missing something. I cannot stay on campus till like 11, 12 p.m. I mean, yeah, I get so tired. So it's like, once I reach that point, like FOMO hits, and then everyone's like out, like going out with their friends, like, and it's just convenient on campus, like to go to smaller events or just even hanging out, like small things, like hanging out in your friends' rooms. You're like especially in first year, I think I missed out on those. But then once I met the perfect group, like of commuters as well, like within like first and second and third year, I think like I got really comfortable.
Yeah, I think it really just really depends on the person because I see myself as being more introverted. So it's like I don't really make that comparison of like, do I have as many friends as whoever just because I'm content with like just like the few like friends
and once
I have.
You meet them, it's like really nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for me, I was always a commuter student. I always bused to campus, took at least 45 minutes. That was usually the average I was hitting with wherever I was living. I think that if you do live on campus, like in residence or whatever, there's lots more opportunity to like have those late night study sessions, like go to McDonald's, all of that, the trauma bonding over assignments. But I don't know. I think like in my first and second years, like I just joined a lot of clubs and then, I would stay on campus for those meetings after classes and eventually like joined student government. And that was kind of the way for me. And I still found myself to have lots of meaningful relationships, people that I talk to every day still as a grad as well. So yeah, I do think though, like living on campus, it does give you a bit more of that opportunity for like the late night, like consistency, dining hall, in the nest at the same times. If you have those same routines as others, then that's why I put agree for that one. But still ways around it, still ways to make your time meaningful and meet a good group of people. So.
I am a campus girly. I've always been a campus girly. In my first year, I was an OC, and now I'm a residence advisor at Place Vanier. Shout out Place Vanier. And I just have to say, I think, especially during my first year, living on res has been super helpful for like some of the reasons that you guys have mentioned. I can't even count the number of times that I've just, you've had a random plan or you're just hanging out with your friends and you're like, oh, do you guys all want to go to so-and-so's room? And we're like, yeah, let's go to so-and-so's room. And then we all just chill there for hours and hours. Or, during first year group web work sessions, hanging out in the dorm and being like, oh, I got number 22. Oh, what's number 22? I think that was all very special. Of course, the trauma bonding. But also, just being able to go out and experience stuff and knowing that, getting back to your place is not that hard. It's just like maybe like a 20-minute walk away. And I think that it's nice not to worry when you're going to hang out with other people, just to know that you always have a plan for getting back and you're all heading back to the same place. That's a huge one. So if you do go off campus, you're all heading back to the same place. So you can all stick together. Also, moving on to my time as a residence advisor, I host events for first years, and I think I've seen a lot of friendships being built at these events, and it's just a nice perspective to have. I think as a second year, probably living on res is more for convenience rather than for socialization, unless you have a bunch of friends living on res, since, in first year, it kind of feels like everyone's on res. In second year, it kind of feels like, it's like some people are on res, some people are living like a little whiles away, some people are commuting.
Like broadens out.
Yeah, so it's not I feel like you don't get as much FOMO as a second year living off of res, probably. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
Yeah, I would say I don't like get too much FOMO, like I guess like as time progressed. But the one thing I think that all my friends agreed on, I don't know if anyone here can agree as well, that it's like when you are commuting, it's like you almost be like, think about the time it takes you to get home, and you might even like opt out of a lot of hangouts. I don't know. I think I
totally.
did that.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, oh, like you guys are hanging out at 5, like oh, but then
Yeah.
I have to take the bus and it's traffic hour, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll just skip out on this hangout.
Yeah.
And that happens like way too often that like I miss a lot of fun hangouts that are convenient on campus to everyone else. But then I'm just like, I just want to go home and lay down.
If you're kind of like the only commuter in that group.
Exactly.
And then you have to like go and stand at the long R4 line.
Exactly.
Oh
It's the
my
bane of my
God.
existence. Waiting in that R4 line when it's like rush hour too, and then you get to that one point in Kerrisdale where the traffic like just doesn't move, and it was always
kills
like
me.
I tried to shape my commute around that time to avoid it.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would work out in my favor to like stay on campus a little longer and hang out, but yeah.
Tiring.
Yeah.
I'm a huge advocate of living on campus if you have the means. I know it's not always the option, but something that my parents really wanted me to do is live on campus during my first year for the reasons that I described. And it was up to me to be able to fund myself for living on campus for the following years. But I think definitely that support for living on campus during my first year really, really helped me. And I think it was a really valuable experience.
Yeah. What's the best bus line?
Best bus line?
I always take the 49 because I always get to sit. Is that the way you mean? Like
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Bus route?
Bus route, yeah. 49 because like even in the morning it's like not that busy. Even in the evening it's not that busy. It's just the only thing is that there's so many stops, but I personally am okay with that because my commuting time is like my wind down time from the long day. So I just
Wind down time.
I have like extra time now to just wind down even if it's like a little bit of traffic. As long as I get a seat then it's fine, you know? So
Yeah.
But I understand when it's like those like long commutes when you're standing, then that's when it's like it's rough. It's really rough.
I just wait. I'll at this point, like after first year, I used to run to the buses. Absolutely
Right?
not.
Yeah.
I just wait, and I'm like, you know what? Next one's gonna come.
Yeah,
Go get a
exactly.
coffee.
And it comes like every like 5 minutes. Like it's really not that like
Yeah.
big of a deal if I don't make that one that I plan on going to. Like the next one will come.
Yeah. I'm an R4 girly. I used to be a 33 or 25 girly, but now I love the R4. It's just like, I like how frequently it comes. I take it to work every day now still, but I don't know. The only part that really sucks is that initial line. Once you get through the line and everyone gets on, you can be strategic with like the time that you gotta take the bus before like that 10-minute period where everyone's classes end. And then you get on the bus, and that's how you get a seat on the bus.
I commuted to UBC over the summer a lot since I had a summer job at UBC, and I live in, like, I'm a Burnaby girly. So I would say also the R4 is one that I took a lot. Sometimes it would be a bit unfortunate with, even in the summertime when you get on, sometimes like you're just packed in there like sardines in like one of those sardine cans. I know. It was summertime. Everyone was so sweaty. But sometimes, you get lucky and you get in a bit early and you get a seat, and I really liked the corner seat in the back of the bus.
That's a good
Because
one.
I could take
I
a
like that
nap.
one.
There's a little leg rest.
And I would,
put your
I
feet
would
up.
fall
Leg rest.
asleep.
Yeah, literally, and I just go, and I'm like, oh, I'm here.
Yeah, you gotta time it. It's all about being strategic.
Be strategic.
Networking is more valuable than anything you learn in a classroom.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Like entirely more valuable.
Not like okay. The thing is, I haven't really networked a lot, so that's why I'm not sure if I can like speak on it. That's really my only reason why I put disagree. But because I just need to venture out more and do networking stuff. But otherwise, I don't know. Let me just hear what you guys think.
I'm kind of like on the fence, honestly, because obviously I promote education. Everyone, stay in school. But I think about a lot of like how I learn so much when I like have a mentor or like I meet someone in the field that I want to go into. Like I learn so much more than I would in like a classroom setting based off of like anatomy or like physiology, because I actually know what they're doing. Yes, the education part is important, but like in terms of like setting myself up for a career and like knowing what I want to do in the future,
Like,
I
it
really
prepares
feel
you
like
for the real world.
100%. Like networking and like being able to like converse and like learn more about actually what you're going to be doing if that's your goal has like I think helped me so much more.
Similar to you, I think I'm on the fence. I think it really depends on what degree you have and what degree you're learning. Like, you know, for example, if you're intending to go into surgery, right? I think who you know is less important than whether you can, you know,
Yeah.
cut open a heart correctly, right? But you know, of course, as a solder girly, I love networking.
The LinkedIn.
You know, oh yeah, guys, help me get to 500 plus connections on LinkedIn. Can I get your LinkedIn out?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Just the thing that I think makes me really value networking is that not only for myself, but you hear so many stories, especially you know, in solder, in arts, where networking is how they got their job. And in solder, they talk a lot about, you know, the hidden job market, where there's applications going on the surface level, but also there's internal hires, there's references, stuff like that, and it's good to have sort of a wide range of that if you want to, you know, get a job. Sometimes, and I hate to say it, but sometimes, you know, people who are very qualified are turned down simply because they might not have those connections, or, you know, they don't have necessarily that reference. So I think
Meeting
it
that
is-
one person like helps you like potentially like get your next job.
Exactly.
Like when someone can refer you or be able to tell about like what experience you have to maybe their friend who's in like the CEO of a different company, like those connections really like do show. I think like in the SAC, for example, we had a couple examples of people sending out over like 500 cold call like LinkedIn messages or emails over like a couple years, but they do pay off because when you do have those small coffee chats or just those little types of conversations, it like really like builds connections to like the next person who might be your next employer.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's, like, for me personally, I really value mentorship all throughout in whatever I do, whatever industry I'm in, whatever I'm interested in. I think there's a lot of value in not only having, like, you know, all of us have our circles of people in our personal lives, in our professional lives, having a good support circle and having people who want to see you thrive and succeed and uplift you, especially people who share similar interests, backgrounds, professional backgrounds. They can help give you that advice. I think that's really important to have consistently throughout your career or pursuing a certain type of career. Of course, having like a good foundation of knowledge through your classes and everything and having that degree is important, but it's how you apply it and how you showcase that throughout your experiences is also what matters. So that's why I was a little on the fence at first too, but really to come down to think of it, like in my current job, I wouldn't be where I am without my mentors. I started out in the nonprofit industry. I worked in the nonprofit industry for like about 6 years in like an arts nonprofit, and then I did an environmental legal nonprofit as well. That throughout those years was something I'm really passionate about. Community service, engagement with community members, community groups, that's something I'm really interested in, and getting to meet those people who have been doing this for like 15, 20 years and quite literally live that passion. To be able to learn from them has been really meaningful throughout and has also like cemented my passion for community engagement. I'm now in the aviation industry and it's more of a customer service, very front-facing role. I love it. And so I have been able to utilize those connections and my mentors from like the nonprofit industry, for example, use those skills that I learned about engaging with the community, listening to people, understanding the needs of others, and transfer that into my role at the company I work for right now, at the airline I work for. And that has been really helpful in like my day-to-day life at work, in how I communicate with guests, how I show that I'm attentive to their needs, how I show that I care. Having mentors from different industries that I've been involved in have been really helpful in terms of me being able to reflect on how they're actually very interconnected, and being able to use those skills that I've learned for my current role and future roles is something that has been really helpful.
I think like with my mentor, I had one last year actually. I'm still connected to her here and there, but for me it was more so like kind of like someone to go to when I had questions. It was great. I think I wasn't at the stage yet where I could get career advice, but I had a lot of career questions. Like I'm studying this faculty right now, and she may not have had that specific type of experience in that faculty, but she has so much experience in the working field that I was able to be like, okay, is this career like this, or how they show it on TV, or like, do you think with this, if my goal in life is to maybe become like a physiotherapist, like would this apply? Like, I think I was able to get so much more questions answered than me going on like ChatGPT or Googling it, because she has that experience actually within the field and even in Vancouver, which helped me so much to be like, okay, maybe I do want to work maybe in a hospital setting or in a private clinic, and just be able to apply that. So having someone as a mentor not only helps with everything you described, but even being able to just ask questions and just gain more understanding of like the future that you want.
I can also like add to that because I'm also doing like mentorship programs within my first year, but also have had like coffee chats with some people, and I feel like it just gives you a lot of reassurance, I guess, especially within my first year. I have a lot of doubts of like, do I really want to pursue this? Can I get any like job out of what I'm doing? And giving me the sort of like options of like what there is to do with like, for example, I want to do poli-sci, but kind of fitting into like what that would be in my future, because I don't really want to do law school.
Like
So
what
it's
the other areas are.
other areas, yeah. So like I've been talking to people who aren't necessarily going to be in law school, but they're doing really cool things right now that I would be really interested in doing. And then it's just that sense of like hope, and that there is a chance out there despite things. Otherwise, people who always say in arts, like, you're not going to get a job. But
That's nice.
What's your favorite thing about UBC?
The people. I was.
It's funny,
Dang it.
everyone said the people, the people, the people, the people.
I guess I gotta go with the opportunities.
Okay. The atmosphere.
Okay.
Direction.
Wow.
But with that, thank you so much, all of you, for joining me today to talk about our opinions on different statements and different, different things and different R. Different R. Okay, let me start that again. Thank you everyone for joining me, and and with that, we've reached our end. We've reached our end. Wait, guys.
We've reached the end of the video.
And with that, we've reached the end of our video. Thank you everyone for joining us here and being able to share your different perspectives and opinions. And to all of you, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Shout out UBC. Love you all. Shout out
Love you,
Ashley.
UBC. Oh, me?
Yeah, shout out to Ashley for joining us in College Campus.
Thanks for having me. This was really fun. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And that's it. Cut.
Cut.